everybody, happy day 24 of 100 Days of Halloween. I hope you are all well. Let's try this video a fourth time. I don't know what it is. Oh my goodness, I am struggling. I am on the struggle bus today with trying to record. It keeps shutting down, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to try and get through this real quick. So for those of you who are new here, 100 Days of Halloween, what am I doing? I am joining in a friend and Yarny sister, my friend Ranee over at the Woolly Llama Shop. She will always be linked in the description box. And what we are doing is making Halloween fall-themed blankets in bite-sized pieces, meaning 6-inch by 6-inch squares with either Halloween or fall-themed appliques, designs, colorways, what have you, whatever. And then we are putting them all together. So we will have 100 squares for the 100 days to build this blanket that will end up being a little over 60 by 60. She is doing a real cool join on hers. I will try and link it in the description box, the video called a spider web join. I am just going to do a simple join with my squares, but I am not going to go in rows. I am going to do mine like a C2C in the step stair. So it'll be 10 across, 10 up and down. By the end of the 100 days, provided we stay caught up. But anyhow, by doing these appliques, things like that, if we have information for like a tutorial for a design square or an applique, or if it's a written pattern on a blog post, we are also putting that information in the description box as well, to help you guys find them if you wanted to do them. We do have people joining in, and if you want to join in, I know some people don't like Halloween. They're more into the fall vibe, or you could even start your Christmas. No judgment here. But anyhow, if you want to send in your squares as to what you're making, go right ahead. Ranee and I have already said that we will include those in our videos, and we would love to see what you're making. We know that some people are also joining in. They are not doing the full 100 days because they're going to use their squares to do like a smaller project or projects. Like our friend Nova over at Nova Gnome Creations. She has a brilliant idea for 3 things to do with her squares. And I am loving it, and I cannot wait to see them. And our Yarny sis, also Patricia over at Yarny Cat Crochet, is also planning on doing a square here and a square there. And she has some ideas for what she's going to do as well. And I can't wait to see those. But anyhow, 6-inch by 6-inch squares. We've already done the first 10 days. We are now past our second set of 10 days. I'm not sure if Ranee is keeping track of hers by sets of 10. I'm only doing it in my head to help me keep track, because I know there'll be 10 squares across and 10 squares up and down. And it's just easier for me. And now we are into our third set of 10. So we are on day 24. I have a video ready for a recap of squares 1 through 10. I need to film one for 11 through 20 and get that uploaded as well. But I've been sick. And now we are working on 21 through 30. And let's do a real quick recap on the last 3, and then we'll show you what square I have for today. And you guys know I've been on the struggle bus, so we'll get there. We'll get there. So on day 21, I did Jack Skellington. And like I said, this square is a tutorial. It's a circle and a granny square. I will link it in the description box. So if you guys want to go over and make a circle and a granny square because you don't know how or haven't done one, it's a really great tutorial. I used it for Jack for his face. The only thing was I couldn't find anybody's pattern or whatever that was the Jack that I wanted, because his eyes are more cashew shaped. And so I just went ahead and freehanded a couple of cashew shapes, gave him some eyebrows, some little nostrils, and stitched on his mouth, and I went with it, and I love him. He's pretty cool. So then for day 22, I used the same circle in a granny square pattern for the block. And I made his pumpkin queen, Sally. I just used the light turquoise from Hobby Lobby and did a couple little circles, added some safety eyes, which the backs are always melted down really good, so you don't even know they're in there. And I stitched on some eyelashes, her little nose, her little mouth with her little cheeky lips, made her some hair. And then because she wears a patchwork dress, when I did the circle and you had to cut off and put on whatever your square portion was going to be, I used the Red Heart Super Saver jumbo stripes in neon stripes. And I just let the colors flow so that they were changing color on their own. And then I just did these little X's to make it look like we had stitched her dress together. And so there was Sally for day 22. So day 23, well, we all know that the ickness had hit the house, and it was starting to hit me as hard as I tried not to get afflicted. And so by the time I had to work on day 23s, I was rough. I was feeling so rough. And in the past, I can't remember if it was my first set of 10 or the second, I had used some Super Saver jumbo stripes in the color Bright Stripes. And I liked how well, by letting the colors flow, that the square turned out, that I kind of just kept on going with squares until I used up most of the skein, because I really loved how the squares were all turning out. They were all so different, none of them exactly alike and everything. And so, and you guys have even said that some of these kind of squares in between all of the applique work and design work and all that was kind of breaking it up a little bit, and you guys were loving it. And I love it because the colors are so vibrant and they go along with most of the colors that I'm using in my applique blocks and the blocks that have like a design in them. So seeing how I had some of these made up and I was so sick, I decided I was going to pull one of those blocks out. Yes, I did. And use it for day 23. I don't know if some point I might put a small applique on here, but I'm kind of thinking not, because I don't want to cover up any of the color changes, because this one starts off with this neon orange and goes to this like vibrant fuchsia hot pink, and then it goes to this grape, and then this darker purple, and then it actually moves on to like a midnight purple before it turns black. So I think I'm probably going to leave it as is. I don't know. Who knows? I may find a small, or have inspiration for a small little applique to put on. Who knows? Who knows? And if I do, we will revisit it later, right? So that was my day 23 because, yeah, yuck. So hopefully I'm on the mend. I'm feeling a little better. I'm just extremely drained. Nights are the worst with the coughing and yeah. So, but anyhow, day 23. And that ball that I was making these out of, that skein, by the time I was done, and I knew I had a little bit left, and I knew it wasn't enough for a full square, and it was a little bit bigger than this. So it's been sitting there next to my recliner, and I'm like, what am I going to do with it? Because it's just very small. It was like a dark orange, and then it transitioned into this. Then it goes into a neon yellow, and then next is a neon green, like a slime green. And if there's another color in there, no, I don't think so. I think the neon green is the last of it in there. I don't think there's another color in the middle. So I was like, well, I've done a spiral before, a couple different ones. And out of all the ones on the internet I found, the best one I found that I really liked was the spiral design coming from the Sirdar Halloween blanket crochet along, which I have joined, and I haven't got started because my kit was really delayed and kept getting further and further delayed getting here along the route. And I had started in 4-weight because it kept getting stuck, and then it kept saying it was coming, but I didn't like the way it was working up in the 4-weight yarns I chose, so I ripped them all out because I'm like, oh, my kid will be here tomorrow, and then it wasn't. So it hasn't even got started because then everything else happened. But I digress. But anyhow, so I played with one of the circles in there while I was waiting, the spirals, the tutorial, while I was waiting for my kit to still arrive. And I really liked how that square came out, and I think it was in the first 10 days. So I decided I was going to play around with this with some other colors and use this in one of the spirals. So I grabbed this, and remember, it was a little darker orange. And then I grabbed some like slime green or gecko green. I think it's gecko green. And some purple. So first I grabbed the purple and then this leftover ball. And I started with the purple. And we added in this leftover ball. And it was a darker, more neon orange. And as you're going around, I was hoping for more of a color change. And it started to change to the lighter orange once we got up in here, as you can probably see. But that's okay, because you know what? I'm going to make some more and just use the rest of this up till it's gone and just keep adding it with different Halloween colors. So we did the purple with this color changing in the brights. Bright stripe. And then once we had to square it off, I went to this gecko green. And then to get it to the full 6 inches, I just trimmed it out in single crochet with this neon, I think it's the pumpkin orange from Red Heart. And it matches really well with this center right here. But there we go. That's day 24 square. And I might get maybe 2 more out of this, using it in this kind of thing. Unless I use a different kind of spiral, because there was a square one I think I did too. We'll see. We'll see. Whatever I can use to get it used up, because I know it's not enough for a full square. So yeah, that was day 24. So if you guys are wanting to join along, you are more than welcome to. I know we do have people joining in, like Nova Gnome over at Nova Gnome Creations. She's not doing all 100 days and she's not dropping a video every day, but she does have plans for all the squares she is making. And I'm excited to see how those turn out. She has talked about it in one of her videos. I think it's really clever too. And then Patricia over at Yarny Cat is also joining in when she's able. She's got a smaller project in mind for a square or two. She's got a lot of life piece stuff going on as well. Some of you guys are joining in, and I've gotten several messages regarding that, or comments in the lower section. And you guys are more than welcome to send in your pictures of whatever squares you make, whether it's Halloween themed or just fall themed, or however you want to do it. I know someone has said at one point they were ready to start working on Christmas stuff. So who knows? They might be doing their squares in Christmas already. I don't know. But yeah, send in your pictures if you want to. We'll spotlight them in our video, include them in there. And because we would love to see what you guys are doing along with us. And I'm sure everybody else would too. And trying to think what else. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know I was going to talk about something and now I can't remember. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so that's day 24. So in this the third set of 10, we've got 4 down. Guys, we're almost to day 25. Tomorrow will be 25, day 25. And we're a quarter of the way through 100 days of Halloween already. I cannot believe it. It's going by so fast. And hopefully we can stay caught up and be knocking these squares out. And I need to really get started in how I'm going to start joining them so I don't get too far behind, because the further I get behind, the further it will get behind, and further with everything I got to do. But you guys all know that because we all go through the same thing, right? Such is the life of a creator. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for joining me on day 24. I hope you come back for day 25. I hope you have a great weekend since it's the start of the weekend. And I hope you get some awesome crafty and crochet time or knitting time in. And enjoy your weekend and get some relaxation. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to leave you with these words. Life is not perfect, so be kind. Try and create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars and your yarn. So until next time, guys, love you bunches. Bye for now.